Now we will the same sequence, the next sequence we will take is Sn, where Sn equals to 1 and n equals to 1, 2, 3. This all the sequence elements are same, and by our intuition knowledge it's clearly there is a guess we can make without any analysis. We can simply see that it is a sequence having the limit 1. But how to use the definition formally and tell that the sequence have a limit? And clearly for this problem we guessed that the limit value must be what? 1. Let us see what is that, whether this is the limit or not. Now what is the definition says? For a given epsilon greater than 0, we must find a integer n in I, the positive integer n in I, such that absolute difference between Sn minus L is less than epsilon whenever n is greater than or equals to L. That is, what is Sn? 1 minus L is what? 1 is less than epsilon whenever my n is greater than or equals to. So what is this left hand side? 0 is less than epsilon whenever my n is greater than or equals to. So, but always this is a positive real number. See here, epsilon is greater than 0. Therefore, this condition is true always. And this result is true not only for a particular value, after a particular value of n. When n equals to 1, 2, 3, the beginning itself, this condition is satisfied. So now, what is the value of n? N should be what? Kaplan, because from Kaplan equals to 1 onwards, this condition is satisfied. That is, for all values of n equal to 1, 2, 3, this condition is satisfied. So, for n equals to 1, clearly Sn minus 1 is less than epsilon for every n greater than or equals to Kaplan. That Kaplan value is 1 for this problem. And whatever epsilon you take, I get the same n value. This is what is a very peculiar case. Here, always this n will change when we change the epsilon, but in this problem, this does not depend on epsilon. Whatever epsilon equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5 or 1 by 1000, whatever n epsilon value, my n is constantly. After this n, definitely this condition is satisfied. Therefore, for this peculiar problem, the sequence has a limit as n tends to infinity, but very particular case n does not depend on what? Epsilon. It does not depend on. Now, we will deal with the next sequence which we discussed before. 1, 2. So what is the general element? Clearly, by intuition, we can see that this sequence is going bigger and bigger. That is, as n tends to infinity, the sequence elements are increasing like anything, and it is not approaching a particular real number. So by intuition, simply I can say that this sequence has no limit. Now, how to prove it using the formal definition? Now we are going to use the contrapositive method. Suppose Sn, the sequence, has a limit, say n. L is a real number. Suppose it has a limit. Then what happens? As we are going to use the definition. Since it is having a limit, we use the definition. Definition is always an if and only if statement. the limit exists, then it satisfies the definition. If that definition is satisfied, there exists a limit. So then for any given epsilon greater than 0, there exists a NNI. There exists NNI, we assume it because of definition. Such that, what is the condition as per definition? Sn minus L is less than epsilon whenever for every n greater than or equals to, like this n exists, we have assumed it. That is, what is Sn? N minus L is less than epsilon whenever n is greater than or equals to, or for every n we can write, for every n greater than or equals to. And what is the meaning of this expression? It's nothing but n minus L lies between epsilon and minus epsilon. Sometimes I will avoid this every. If you put like this, it is understood that for every n greater than or equals to capital N. Now add L throughout. In this expression, add L throughout. So what happens? L minus epsilon less than n less than L plus epsilon for every n greater than or equals to, for every n greater than or equals to 9. And this is a contradiction. Why it is a contradiction? You please see here, for epsilon equals to, epsilon can be anything, no? That is the definition says, let epsilon be any value. Suppose epsilon equal to n, 1. Suppose my epsilon value is 1. That also, then also the definition must be satisfied. That is why we call any epsilon definition. So what happens here? L minus 1 is less than n less than L plus epsilon for n greater than or equals to capital N. Suppose capital N is here, this is n plus 1, n plus 2, everything. So this is the meaning of every n greater than or equals to capital N. So all the values of n greater than or equal to capital N lies between this interval. What is this interval? Sorry, here this is 1. What is this interval? Please plot it and see. Suppose this is L, a real number, maybe 10 or 20 or any number, real number. This is L plus 1. This should be what? L minus 1. So what is this length? Distance? 1 unit. This length is how much units? 1 unit. So total distance is how much? 2 units. So what is this expression says is, all the positive integers, that is infinite number of positive integers after this, all the numbers are lying inside what? This interval. How is it possible? Because every integer, the distance between them is 1 unit. Suppose these two integers itself, it is how much units are there? 2 units are there. But all the integers are lying inside this interval. What is the total length? 2. How is it possible? It is a contradiction. So why we are getting a contradiction here? We are getting a contradiction here. Why? Because we assume that the sequence have a limit. That is a wrong assumption. So what is the final result? The sequence has no limit. Because we assume that if it has a limit, we are getting a contradiction. We get a contradiction. Hence, the sequence Sn has no limit. Here the sequence Sn is nothing but what? N. It's no limit. So what you can guess, again guessing, that here for this sequence the terms are getting bigger and bigger as n is increasing. So if a sequence is getting bigger and bigger, we can clearly tell that the sequence has no limit. And there are other sequences also which has no limit, whose terms are not getting bigger, but they don't have limit, like this sequence we are going to see now. That is the next sequence. Now next problem, next discussion. It is a sequence Sn. What is that Sn? Minus 1 power n. What is this sequence? You see, first term is minus 1, second term is plus 1, third term is minus 1, fourth term is plus 1. It goes on like this. See, the terms are not getting bigger and bigger as n is increasing, like the previous problem. But here, the sequence, what happens is, if you visualize this, first element is minus 1, then it goes to, suppose this is 0, this is go to plus 1, then after plus 1 again it goes to minus 1, then again minus 1 it goes to plus 1. It keeps on oscillating, some oscillation is there, but the terms are not getting bigger and bigger as n is increasing, but it is oscillating. But clearly you can see this sequence elements as n is increasing is not coming to a particular real number. Always it is oscillating here and there. It's not coming close to a particular real number. We can easily guess it. Now, how to prove it? Because we are studying real analysis, we have to prove that using the definition. These intuitions won't work in our subject. You have to prove it always. Okay? Now, again, a contrapositive method. This sequence definitely have no limits. It is not approaching a particular real number, this sequence, when n is large. Always I use the word when n is large. Beginning stage, the sequence elements are very far away from the particular real number called L, the limit. But after that particular capital N value, the sequence elements coming very close to L. Then we say that the sequence has a limit L. But beginning, they are very far away from L. Some sequence from the beginning itself it is very close to L. Same like the sequence we studied. It does not depend on epsilon like the sequence. N is from the beginning itself the sequence is very close. Sequence elements are very close to that limit. Now here a contrapositive method we are going to see. Suppose Sn, this sequence has a limit L in R. Then for any epsilon greater than 0, there exists, since we assume that it has a limit, we don't want to find that n. We simply say that there exists, as per the definition, there exists a n in I such that, the absolute difference between S and the sequence elements and that L is less than epsilon whenever our n is greater than or equal to capital N. There exists a n. Now we put that SN, that is minus 1 power of n, we simply substitute that SN. So less than epsilon for every n greater than or equal to capital N. Suppose, and it is true for every epsilon. Suppose my epsilon value I am going to take as 1 by 2. That is, for n equals to n, for n is even. For n is even, what happens to this one? N is even. Minus 1 whole power of even number is plus 1. So 1 minus L is less than epsilon whenever my n is greater than or equal to capital N. And for n is odd, what happens? This will become minus 1 minus L is less than epsilon for every n greater than or equal to capital N. That is, this minus 1 I can take out commonly, and since it is an absolute sign, simply I can write this one as 1 plus L. Both are same. Okay, for every n greater than or equal to capital. So we get two results. What are they? 1 minus L is less than epsilon, as well as 1 plus S is also less than epsilon. And now we are going to use geometry again, real line. Since, what is the meaning of A difference B? A difference B on real line. Suppose there are two real numbers A and B. What is the absolute difference between A and B? is nothing but the distance between A and B. That is the meaning of A difference B. Is the distance from A to B. And what is this says? Suppose this is 1 and this is L. Suppose L is greater than 1, you think. So what is the distance between 1 and L? It is less than 1 by 2, because epsilon equal to 1 by 2 I have taken general 2. And what is this says? Suppose what is this says, you see, and this is minus 1, and see, once again I will write it clearly to avoid confusion. Suppose this is L and this is 1, you think this is minus 1. So as per this equation, the distance between 1 and L, distance between 1 and L is what? Is less than what? 1 by 2. That is what it says. Suppose epsilon equals to 1 by 2 we take. And what is this equation says? Distance between L and minus 1 is also what? Less than 1 by 2. How is this possible? See, the distance between 1 and L is less than 1 by 2. If this is true, then how can L and minus 1 distance also 1 by 2? Because what is the total distance between 1 and minus 1 and plus 1? 2 units. Total distance is 2 units, and suppose if we say this is 1 unit, this is also 1 unit, but the distance between L and L itself is less than half. Okay, so we get a contradiction. This is not possible in real life. It is what is this says is, I can write in words. Now 1 minus L is less than 1 by 2 implies that L is less than 1 minute units away from 1, while this one minus 1 minus L is also less than 1 by 2 implies minus L, L implies that L is less than 1 by 2 unit away from minus 1. So this is a contradiction. We get a contradiction. So here we use the geometry. Without geometry, we are going to view the reason as follows. This is enough. We proved that this is a contradiction is there. Therefore, the sequence Sn has no limits. We should not use the word limits, because the sequence have a limit, it is unique. That we will prove in the next section. So there is a uniqueness is there. So a sequence has no limits, we cannot say. The sequence have a limit, it should be only one limit. It will converge. It cannot converge to two limits. That is not possible. Now, without the help of geometry, how to prove it? How to prove that the sequence has no limits? Suppose, see how they approach it. This 2 I can write like this, absolute value of 2. This absolute value of 2 I can write it as 1 plus 1. Okay. See how they approach and they find the contradiction. See. So this 1 plus 1 can be written as 1 plus L plus 1 minus L. So now we are going to split this into, using the triangular inequality, this can be written as 1 plus L plus 1 minus L. What is 1 plus L? Both are same. Both are same. I just use this one. 1 plus L is less than what? Epsilon. But epsilon I have chosen as 1 by 2. So in place of this, I am going to use what? 1 by 2. So what happens to the inequality? It's less than. And what is 1 minus L? That also what? Less than 1 by 2. So what we get? So what is the contradiction we are getting? 2. See, where is the less than R started? Here itself. So for all these things are equal to, but here it is less than or equal to, but here we get strictly less than. So overall 2 is less than what? 1. We get a contradiction. Like this also we can prove it without the help of geometry. Okay.